Very good afternoon, student. I am Shweta Singh, faculty of SOIT, School of Education and Technology, IMS Noida. My presentation on system design. System design, evaluation of alternative solution to a business design, specification of hardware, software and communication technology for selected solution. Purpose, device needs to meet all the business requirements detailed in the requirements report. I am talking about system design, which comes under software development lifecycle, which is the third stage of SDLC. First stage is requirement gathering, second is analysis, and third is design. We are talking about detailed design, detailed system design. What are the different type of system design? There are three types of. We are talking about two types of, like logical design, physical design, construction and testing. So if we are talking about type of design, the two type of design we will cover in our syllabus: logical design and physical design. This is the diagram: logical design, physical design, construction and systems testing. What is logical design? The question arises, what is logical design? Translation of the user requirement to detailed function of the system. This is often conducted by modeling, which involve a simplistic representation of an actual system, pertains to an abstract representation of the data flows, input and output of the system. In logical design, we are talking about the user requirement into the function of the system. After preparing the SRS, when VR comes under the analysis phase, in the analysis phase, we are translating the requirement into detailed function of the system, which comes under system design. What are the different components of logical design? First is input files, the files used to capture the input data. Second is procedures, the logical algorithm used to process the input. Third component is output file, the files that will be used to capture information, that is the result of processing data. Next is user dialogue, the manner in which the user will interact with the system. Next is interface, how the system will interact with other system. Interface decision includes provision for input of data and information from the files of the other system. Lookups in the other system for decision making. Retrieval of data from other system. Flowchart. We are talking about the component of logical design. The first component, which we have already studied, is flowchart. Flowchart use graphical symbol to illustrate a system's logical operation as well as physical parts involved. There are symbols that represent pieces of hardware such as terminals, disks, communication lines, and also logical operations such as beginning and ending point of the process and point of decision making. It is an independent means of describing a system logical sequence. Flowchart, we are describing the logical sequence of the data flow. After detailing the logic of a process in a flowchart, programmer translates the logic into a computer program. After converting the flowchart, after converting the SRS into a detailed design, we will convert the detailed design into a specific computer language. There are different symbols to represent event, process, hardware, devices, etc. Basically, flowchart is the graphical representation of the data flows in which we will use the various type of symbols like process, hardware, event. Some of them are standardized by ANSI, others remains not standardized. The multitude of symbols, use of non-standard symbols, the use of too many things in the same chart have rendered flowcharting less and less popular in recent years. We are using some of these symbols in nowadays. There are many symbols in previous years, in previous days, but now we are using some of these symbols. This is the flowchart. Like, we will start from the beginning. Then salesperson. If the annual sales is greater than 1 lakh, then bonus, we will calculate the bonus. Bonus equals to 1000 plus sales into 0.05. If annual sales is not greater than 1 lakh, then bonus will be calculated. Bonus equals to sales into 0.04. This is the flow chart. Now, next is tools for design. There are various tools which are used in system design. One is data flow diagram and second is data dictionary. Both are the important tools which are used in system design. What is data flow diagram? Data flow diagram is the graphical tools, uses communicating structured analysis, focus, simple technique, provide an overview, describe flows. DFD describes the flow of data in a business operation. DFD elements use four symbols. First symbol is external entities, second is processes, third is data store, and fourth is direction in which the data flows. These are the basic four type of symbol which we will use in data flow diagrams. These are the notations. Entity we will represent by the rectangle box. Example, customer. Customer is an entity. We will write customer in the rectangle box. Second one is process. We can represent process by the circle or by the rectangle which is given over here. This is the UML notation. We can write the 2.1 is the process number and we can write the name, add new customer record or in this notation. Data store, two horizontal lines is a symbol of data stores. Next symbol is the UML notation, which we can write like customer database. We can write this flow of data, which is represented by the arrow, new customer report. So, this is the four type of notations which we will use in data flow diagram. You can see all four type of notations. What is external entity? First notation which we have used is entity. So what is external entity? Which represent by the rectangle. They either supply or receive data. They do not process data. Includes individuals and group of people that are external to the system. That is customer, employee, other department of the organization. Source entity that is supplied to the system. Sink entity that receive data from the system. Process, an event, sequence of event in which data are either changed, acted on. Process we will describe by the circle. We can write the name of the process and we can write the number of the process. Both things we can write in the circle. For example, processing of data into information, application of data to decision making. Circle represent a process. Straight line with incoming arrows are input. Straight line with outgoing arrows are outputs. Input and outputs. Label are assigned to data flow. These 8 documentation. So store demand node is the input and issue slip is the output. Data stores. Any form of data at rest, it is repository of data storage. D1 data stores, D1 data stores, D1 data stores. Data can be written into data store. This is depressed by the incoming arrow. Data can be read from the data store. External entities cannot read or write the data store. Data flows, which is represented by the arrow. Data in motion marks movement of data through the system, a pipeline to carry data. Connect the processes, external entities and data stores. Generally unidirectional. If some data flows in both directions, double-headed arrow can be used. Also, data flow. Data can flow from external entity to process. Process to external entity. Process to store and back. Process to process. Data cannot flow from external entity to store. Store to external entity. Store to store. External entity to external. These are the rules which we will remind when we will make the data flow. DFD represents only entities, process, data stores, and data flow, nothing else. They cannot represent hardware devices or type of code, nor they mean to detail the logic of processes. Use only 4 symbol plus simplicity. Data flow diagram of a sales bonus system. Sales clerk is the external entity. Bonus calculation is the process. Sales clerk is giving the input to the bonus calculation. Salespeople database is the database data repository from where salesperson annual sales is coming to the process. Then finally, bonus file is the repository and bonus amount is coming to the bonus file. The process of calculating sales bonus, sales clerk entity entering data, it flow into a process bonus calculation. The result of the process, which I have already said, bonus amount for each salesperson. Data flow for a book borrowing system. This is one of the DFD for book borrowing system. If we are issuing the book from the library, so student is the external entity, check availability is the process, check student is the process. We will check out this particular student is the part of the student database or not. Then we will issue the book and check out the book availability from the book database. So this is the book borrowing system. There are number of data arrows which are showing the input and which are showing the output to the process. So this is the book borrowing system. DFDs are used both in analysis and design phases of the system development. In analysis phase, DFD describe plus illustrate how existing system operates. They are suitable for describing any information system even if it is not computer based. Pinpoint weaknesses which process and database can be automated. Provide a logical blueprint for construction of the new system. So basically, logical DFD provide the logical blueprint for the new system. Logical and physical DFD. DFD considered so far are called logical DFD. Physical DFD is similar to the document flow diagram. It specifies who does the operations specified by the logical DFD. Physical DFD may depict physical movement of the goods. Physical DFD can be drawn during fact gathering phase of the cycle. Next is the data dictionary. It is the complete and comprehensive definition of the entire data element system. It is the source document for the specification for all input, protocol, output, data structure, database structure, its metadata and algorithm. Basically, data dictionary is the normal dictionary which contains all the information of the data process. It is the data repository of all design data about the system. It normally serves the following purpose: summary of the documentation, tool to reduce redundancy of the data, background for input or to design as a centralized control of all data in a system. Some symbols used in data dictionary: plus means and, equal to, is, composed to, or, n time repetitions, optional data. These are the symbols which use in data dictionary. Next is physical design, graphical representation of the system showing the internal and external entities and flow of data into and out. It begins once the logical blueprint for the new system is ready. Physical design will be made after the logical blueprint. System physical design process includes specifying the hardware and software needed to support it. It relates to the actual input and output processes of the system. When we are talking about actual implementation, we are talking about actual execution, then we are talking about physical design. Three subtasks in physical design: user interface design, data design, and process design. Physical design specifies where, how, and why the system processes are accomplished and does not tell what is being accomplished. Prototype process. The major disadvantage of physical design is that it is a time-consuming process that is prone to considerable error and friction. Overcome this limitation, many analysts and designers prefer prototyping, a modern engineering-based approach to design. Prototyping is the process of quickly putting together a working model. We have already discussed the prototype model in software engineering. Again, we have to study prototype model in this ICET syllabus in the unit 1. This is the prototype process. I have already discussed in the prototype model. First is identify basic requirement, develop prototype, choose the prototype. If user satisfied, then we will operational prototype we will make. Otherwise, we will revise the requirement and enhance the. Identify basic requirement, determine basic requirement in input and output. Develop the initial prototype, then review, then revise and enhance the prototype. The basic advantages to making the prototype: reduce development time, reduce cost, requires user involvement, result in higher user satisfaction. These all are the advantages. There are some disadvantages. First disadvantages, first drawback is long-term maintenance can be expensive. Too much involvement of client, too many changes can disturb the rhythm of the development of the team. Next is construction. Construction begins once software development tools are chosen. Professional programmer translate into output and processes as described in flowchart and data flow diagram into programs. When program module is completed, it is tested. When all the modules are completed and tested, the modules are integrated into one coherent program. System testing is the last stage. System testing, the entire integrated system is tested. The quality of output is examined. Processing timings are measured to ensure that the original requirements are met. Testing should attempt to get the system fail. It is done so that many unforeseen snags can be discovered and fixed before the system is introduced. So this is all about system design. Thank you.